In our last video, we solved the Rubik's Cube to this point where we had both the top and middle layers done, and we just had the last layer remaining. If you can't already get to this point right here, then just go to easiestsolve.com and click on step 4. Today we are solving the yellow plus, and I like to call it the yellow furry plus. Why am I calling it the yellow furry plus? Because every time you think of the yellow plus, I want you to think of fur. In order to solve this step, we need to memorize FUR, URF. So pause the video until you have memorized FUR, URF. If someone comes up to you and says, hey, what are the moves to solve the yellow plus? You're going to say FUR, URF. In order to solve this, you're going to have to know clockwise and counterclockwise. I'm sure you do. Just real quick, let's review. If I told you to move the front of this clockwise, which way would you move it? If this had the hands of a clock here, then which way would it move? Clockwise would be like that. If I said, hey, move this right side clockwise, which way would it go? Would this go toward you or would it go away from you? If there was a clock on this facing outward, clearly you would be going this way for clockwise. And if it was on the top of the cube facing up, then you'd be going this way for clockwise. Counterclockwise for the front. That's counter. If I said move the right side counterclockwise, you'd actually bring it towards you like this. And then the top counterclockwise would be like so. Real quick, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to give me the 6 moves for the yellow plus. Don't cheat. Just go ahead now. So, were you able to do it? Did you remember that it was FUR, URF? If so, let's continue. If not, then pause it and memorize that. On the screen, you can see that FUR stands for front, up, and right, and those are your clockwise moves. And then URF, those are your counterclockwise moves, and again, those mean up, right, and front. And just to be clear, F means the front of the cube, U means up or the top of the cube, and R means right, which is the right side of the cube here. Now let's apply that FUR, URF to solving to the yellow plus. In our last video, we solved all the way to this point to where we had all the Rubik's Cube finished except for this top layer. And right now, the goal is to get the yellow plus where you'll have of course, yellow in the middle, yellow at the top, yellow at the bottom, and then to the sides where it makes that yellow plus. We're going to look at these possible yellow plus outcomes. Here you've got the yellow plus, which means you're finished. Here you've got just one yellow by itself, which just means you need to do those moves again, the FUR, URF. And we've got one that is a line, which looks really close to what we have here. And the one above it, you have the boomerang. So I call the boomerang. So which one of these shapes do we currently have? We have the line. So all you do is identify which one do you have. Well, we have the line. Well, let's make it match the picture. So this line should be horizontal. So we're going to turn this horizontal. And now we can do the moves FUR, URF. So here we go. We're going to take the front clockwise. It's F. Then the up clockwise. The right is clockwise. Then we do the counterclockwise moves. URF. U being up, counter, R, and then the F. Okay? So do you recognize this shape? Again, so there's the boomerang. It could have easily ended up like this, and you'd say, oh, that's not right, that's the boomerang, but it's the wrong position. Move it to match the position in the picture, which in this case is the top left. Now we can do the same moves again, FUR, URF. So again, the front, F, U, R, U, R, F. Okay, so we actually got the yellow plus. You know, we have extra yellow, and that's fine. Sometimes you might even get all the yellow there. But for this step, as long as you got the yellow plus, then you have completed this step. If you can scramble the cube and then get to this point in under 5 minutes, go to easysolve.com and click on step 6. We scrambled the cube, and now we're going to do it again, just in case you need an extra example. So again, we've reached to this point to we're ready to do the moves FUR, URF. And let's do that. So what do we do first? We look at the pattern on top here. What do you see? Which does it look like any of the pictures? Yes, it does. It is the boomerang, except it needs to be moved to the top left. Okay, so now the boomerang's in place, and we're going to do the F, U, R, U, R, F. All right, and just in one move, we were able to get to the yellow plus. I've scrambled the cube again, and let's take a look at this pattern. If you saw this, then what would you do next? Does it match one of our patterns? If you look carefully, you can actually see that the boomerang is right here, but again, it needs to be in the top left. So let's move that to the top left. Now the top of the boomerang is pointing up, and the left of the boomerang is pointing to the left side. And now we can solve from here. F, U, R, U, R, F. So the clockwise moves, F, U, R. Then the counterclockwise moves, U, R, F. And again, we have that yellow plus. This is a pretty easy move once you get to this point. If you can scramble the cube and then get to this point in under 5 minutes, go to easysolve.com and click on step 6.